Ag AM in Kansas is brought to you in part by Crop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
Good morning, I'm Doug Shoup. I'm an agronomist for Kansas State Research and Extension. I am also a part of the Kansas Soybean Association as the K-State representative. And so one of my tasks as a representative of the association is that I'm in charge of the Soybean Yield and Value contest. And we're in the middle of soybean harvest right now. And so it's just a friendly reminder that we do have a soybean yield contest. This is a great way for the Soybean Association to recognize those farmers that do a lot of the management things, from plant populations to planting dates, proper nutrition, and adequate control of all of our pests throughout the season. And if we have favorable weather conditions, we can harvest a big yield. And so the winners are announced and recognized during the luncheon of the Kansas Soybean Expo that'll be January 8th in Topeka, Kansas during the Kansas-Topeka Farm Show. Now, if you're going to enter the soybean yield contest, there's a few things that you do need to know. First of all is that each entry has to be witnessed by an unbiased person. Preferably, we prefer the county extension agent. But if they're unable to make it, they can designate a person that, say, works for the USDA or maybe a FFA advisor, or even a person who works for the bank can be an appropriate witness to be there during the harvest. Now, each field can be, at least has to be, 5 contiguous acres. And if we can take FSA map records if a whole field wants to be entered, but if the outside edges or certain parts of the field are cut out ahead of time, those 5 contiguous acres will need to be measured either by hand with a tape measure or a measuring wheel, or we can now use GPS handheld devices, or even some of the apps that we can download on our smartphone can serve as a measurement tool. Each field needs to be taken to the elevator. Moisture and test weight, foreign matter need to be measured, as well as the weight of the sample, and that combined with the number of acres that were cut we'll use to figure up the final yield. Now, to keep the kind of an even playing field, we have broke the state up into 8 different regions based on weather, precipitation, annual temperature, and also, of course, we have different soil types across the state as well. So we break those out into 8 different regions. Within each region, we do recognize winners in both conventional or at least reduced till, and also winners for a no-till category as well. At the expo, we do recognize the overall winner for each region in each category. Also, the second and third place winners do get recognized as well. There are monetary prizes involved, which is kind of nice. The first place winner of each region in each category gets $300, second place $200, and the third place gets $100. We do also have a bigger award given to the overall winner across the state for both dry land and irrigated categories. So each of those winners get $1,000. And we added something new this year. We're trying to see if we can get to that first ever 100 bushel per acre yield mark. And so the first person with the overall highest yield this year, we're going to recognize with an additional $1,000 if they are over 100 bushels per acre. Now, that is the yield component to the contest. We also have a value component. Any producer is eligible to submit about a 20-ounce sample that we'll measure for both oil and protein, and we'll assign a value to those beans, kind of a premium, if you will, and we'll recognize those winners on a statewide basis with $300, $200, and $100 for the first, second, and third place winner as well. A couple things, a couple deadlines to be familiar with is that all the entries must be postmarked by December 1st, so there still are at least 2 or 3 more weeks left to get those entries in. Now, a couple other things to have on your calendars this winter is we've had some success with soybean schools last year, and this has been sponsored by the Kansas Soybean Commission, and so we'll be traveling around the state again this winter, the first week of February. We'll have a soybean school in Independence in southeast Kansas. In south central Kansas, we're going to be at Derby. In central Kansas, we will be at Salina, and then in northeast Kansas, we're going to try and target the Sabetha area for a soybean school to have, again, that first week of February. We've had a lot of success with those schools. We've had some really nice attendance. It's a good way for producers to get together in the winter and learn about all facets of soybean production, from cultural practices to fertility, pest management, and even some marketing things as well.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.